Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about hookup culture. So the first thing is, what made hookup culture so popular? What made this blow up, especially in my generation? Why is it practiced and talked about and praised so heavily? Is it due from lack of physical touch? Is it due from the trauma of other people? Or is it just because people simply like to have fun? So let's go ahead and dive into it. Although these three things that I said can all be true at the same time, I did take to Twitter and I asked you guys, what is your opinion on hookup culture? With the choices being A, it being empowering, with B, it being degrading, and C, just stuck in between both choices. Surprisingly, we had no one say it's empowering. And I took that as a shock because I would have thought from Twitter at least that, people would have been on that type of movement. Because, especially now, it's very normalized to be promoting all types of body positivity and things of that nature. But I had no one at all vote for it's empowering. Very shocking to me. And then I had 60% of you guys vote for it's degrading, which I could see that because, depending on your own personal views on it, it can be degrading, especially if you've been through it and you felt that way about it. And then we have 40% of you guys stuck in between A and B, which I can also understand if, you're not used to that type of thing, but you can't side with either, so you want to sit on both sides of the fence, which I get. I understand that. And with that being said, let's get into how hookup culture has affected this generation. I also went to Twitter to look for tweets that talked about hookup culture and other people's opinions about it. And I did want to mention a few of these in this video. The real issue with hookup culture is that a lot of people do not have the emotional range and the love of people to do it. Like, a lot of y'all are not wired for it. You treat people like objects. You are comfortable with strangers. You're not comfortable with strangers, and you are fighting the shame that makes you cold. Following up with, I listen to people talk about casual and casual dating, and I just feel like y'all aren't having fun. You spend too much time competing on some leaderboard you have in your head. I do somewhat agree with this because I feel as if people that participate in the whole hookup culture thing, they don't really see other people as people. They see them as an object or something or someone that they can just call to get off, and that's it. Especially if you guys only talk, if you only see each other when it's time to do the deed. Things can go very wrong very fast if nobody is willing to have that conversation that needs to be had to make sure you guys are on the same page. I also wanted to share these tweets as well. Hookup culture just makes modern dating so impersonal and cold. People are so keen to jump into bed with someone, but rarely interested in anything serious. It makes finding an actual relationship so hard. And this tweet as well. Hookup culture was probably the worst thing that ever happened in the women empowerment movement. It literally gives males exactly what they want with no pressure to become better people. Now, these tweets mostly line up with what I was thinking as well, especially the last one, because if you are willing to just hop into bed with anyone and you don't even give them a chance to get to know you on a serious level, then it's like they don't even have they didn't even get to work for it. They didn't get to impress you. They didn't get to do any of that. They just got the easy way out. And I know people are saying, well, I'm taking control of my body, but at the same time, you are still in some way giving in to what society expects from you, a woman, which is her body. That also makes these men feel entitled to your body because they don't expect you to want to date or anything out of them. They just think that, well, it's normalized in the hookup culture, so why do you want me to take you on a date? We should just come back to my place and we can figure it out then. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, no. Because if it's me, I don't know about you guys, but me, I like to be wine and dine. I like to be fancied up, and I like somebody to actually want to genuinely get to know me before we even have any talks about doing anything like that, point blank, period. Hence to why I am already engaged. Hello. I don't play those games and I don't let people play in my face. If you want to have a hookup or you want to find somebody who is willing to just, that's all they're looking for, that's cool. But don't go looking for someone and they're not on the same page as you. Okay. And like the first we said, it is harder to find a relationship because if nobody is willing to commit, what what do you do then? Everybody is trying to find a hookup, somebody really quick just to see. And that's not fair because you could seriously be putting your heart and soul into, trying to meet someone and you're really ready to settle down, but nobody's ready to commit. Nobody's ready to, take those big steps into adulthood, basically, and to take a relationship or a person seriously, all because of hookup culture. If both parties are willing to do those things with each other and they're completely fine with it, then okay, I could see that. But you really have to be willing to have those conversations and those tough talks, because if not, it's going to be headed down the wrong road. It's going to be headed down the bad road. Sorry, that's just how it is. And not to mention all types of health risk like STDs, STIs, and also pregnancy. Like, hello. I know people have had, I mean, duh, but people have had, like, babies with their one night stand and da da da. But that's not ideal. And I know that it's not ideal because, nobody's glamorizing that. But it's just like you have to be willing to have those tough conversations and know what you're getting yourself into before it actually starts, because feelings get involved. Even though you say no strings attached, somebody's strings are going to eventually get attached, okay? That's just how it is, sadly. I also asked on Instagram, what could we do better as a generation when it comes to hookup culture? And I have one person who said that using protection would save us from a lot. And I completely agree. I completely agree because these people out here do not be using protection. I don't understand why nobody doing that. We not about to just be running around like hooking up with people, and then now, like I said, you got a STD or STI or you're pregnant and you don't even know this person. So it's like, let's start using some protection, guys. I also had someone else say, I think commitment should be frowned upon less. Not that there's anything wrong with hooking up, but still, I completely agree. There is nothing wrong with committing to someone and settling down with someone who you feel as if could be your lifelong partner, or someone that you are just simply interested in and you would like to take it further, commitment wise and relationship wise. We have to stop shaming each other for being in love. Okay, we have to stop shaming each other for being in relationships. Like, it's not anything to be ashamed of. It's okay to be a sim or a munch or whatever, because it doesn't matter what anybody else is thinking. It's as long as you are happy. That is the whole underlying point. It shouldn't matter about what anybody else thinks about your choices in relationship, people, or whatever. It is overall about you. This is your life. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people say. You can be in love and it's not be frowned upon. We need our real lovers back, okay, guys? I don't know what everybody has going on right now, but it just seems to be a lot of just hooking up and casual and broken homes because everybody is just hooking up, not taking each other seriously, and then get pregnant, and now the home is broken. And that's not normal. That's not normal, and that should not be something that's normalized. Hooking up is fine if it's okay with you, but creating broken homes or possibly affecting someone with a curable or non-curable disease is not okay and should not be normalized. Okay, all of this is honestly a very extremely dangerous game that people are playing, and I feel like nobody's taking it as serious as they should when it comes to their health and their peace of mind, mental health included, because people don't like to speak about it, but it definitely does take a toll on your mental health. You have someone who you're hooking up with constantly, if not multiple people, and eventually that will start to do something to your mind. You will start to think, especially if they don't want to commit and you start catching feelings, and now it's like, oh man, they don't want to commit to me. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to make this person want to commit to me, when it's really nothing you can do, because they will commit to who they want to commit to. And sometimes it's just they just don't want to commit to you. And you have to be okay and willing to accept that truth instead of trying to force yourself to be someone who you simply cannot be. Regardless of how you feel about hookup culture, just make sure you always set your boundaries with the person that you're hooking up with and make sure you guys are on the same page. A lot of people can benefit from doing a little bit of soul searching and just trying to, find out what about themselves is wanting to engage in this act of hookup culture. Like when you go on a first date with someone, you don't have to take them home that first night just because you're attracted to them. That shouldn't give you ultimate access to that person right off bat because, oh, I find them attractive, so I should be able to, take them home and do whatever, and then we'd never speak again. That should not be normalized. I understand that hookup culture is what it is now because of, the popularity of it in the media and even shown in movies, even not just from this generation, but from the previous generation. It was shown in movies and it's at an all-time high in like songs, sneaky links and whatever, casual hookups and all that. But even though it might seem fun on the songs or on movies and TV shows, in reality, it can definitely be a little bit different. And I don't want anybody to think that just because you see this celebrity doing it or you see your older sister or whoever doing it does not mean that is in the cards for you and that you should be doing that, because you need to know yourself before you start trying to give your body to someone else who barely even knows you. Thank you so much if you stayed to the end of this video. And if you want to see more videos like this of my opinions or anything similar to it, then make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Don't drop.